Welcome to the Knots Landing Block Party, featuring the show's cast on America's most famous cul-de-sac.
The cul-de-sac really represented the core of the show. The core of the show, and I know that, you know, if we think about the wonderful times that we have with each other, not just as our characters, but really special times as people.
It wasn't here.
Thinking back to even the pilot.
Yeah, it was right here.
Knots Landing somehow, in keeping their finger on the pulse of the time, changed with the time, and we were always the people over the back fence, so they could always identify with us.
There have been a lot of Karen and Val connected scenes and chit-chats and fun and pulling of sweaters and all of that. It's the center of a lot of the show. And, okay, now lean.
What?
Pull back like you're skiing. Pull. Go. Back. There. God. Did the cleaner shrink it?
I don't know. It was a big sweater.
Well, have you gotten to be a big girl? I think that the audience found in the core characters people that came into their hearts and came into their homes once a week and became friends of theirs. And they feel that it's part of their own lives. You mean?
Yeah.
Get married?
Not. It wasn't strange for me remarrying the same person 3 times because I was an actor doing a job, but I think if I had to do it in real life, somebody should cart me away.
I sat down next to this woman. She said, "Finally, you get to meet me." I said, "Well, I've never heard it put that way." So what do you mean? She said, "You're in my living room every week. I know you. Now you're going to get to know me." You know, we identified with these people in the cul-de-sac. I know people like Mac and Karen. Karen? Oh, Karen.
I look back at some of the scenes now and just think how much fun that was. I guess fun is like the big word. Fun to play Abby.
Gotcha. Sumner's one of the few men in television that's not a victim of anybody, that basically has to suffer the consequences of his actions, but basically does what he wants to do, which is a very healthy state to be in.
I thought I heard someone splashing around out here.
Well, why don't you join me?
I never swim in shark-infested waters.
I really grew up on the show. Knots Landing is a collection of wonderful memories and storyline with such heart that it grabbed such an enormous audience.
The answering machine went on, the VCR went on just in case the doorbell rang and I was going to be disturbed because I wasn't about to miss any part of it.
I believe I saw all 344 episodes.
Knots Landing has a very special place in my heart. I feel like I've grown up with these people as my neighbors.
I just have made a habit of reserving Thursday evening for Knots Landing.
I'd get my bowl of ice cream and I'd sit down and I'd watch Knots Landing.
I usually don't even trust my VCR to tape it. I will get home.
If we weren't in the bedroom, then we were in front of that tube watching that show. I hate to relate one to the other, but one was my favorite pastime and one would rate as my second favorite pastime.
Knots Landing is one of America's favorite nighttime serials. In the tradition of Peyton Place, Dallas, Dynasty, and Falcon Crest, Knots Landing completes its 14th year as the second longest-running primetime drama in television history.
He said, well, what do you want to do? Well, I want to do scenes from a marriage, you know, but with several families, but scenes from... And Michael said, all right, good idea, great idea. And I used to say for years, although this later changed, that characterized our working relationship. Is I wanted to do art, and he wanted to do trash, and together we did television. Knots Landing was the show that we developed. About 4 married couples here. We took it into CBS, and they liked it, but they said, you know, for the first time out in the show like this, we should have something glitzier with a little more saga-like, you know. So we came up with Dallas.
We were looking for, I think, economic strata. We were looking for a young married couple.
We had the Gary and Val couple. Our solid couple was Sid and Karen. Laura and Richard were the couple in turmoil. Kenny and Ginger were the newlyweds.
We always saw Sid and Karen as being the core of the show, but then the actors bring a life to it. And they bring themselves to it, and then right away you begin seeing other riches, and you write to those strengths.
Sid dying, Don Murray leaving the show, was a shock to everybody, including the people who went to the refrigerator during the commercial. Came back and said, huh? We didn't often see the lead character of a series die.
Hey, what's the hurry? Slow down. The brakes are gone.
Would you just do what you know and I know has to be done?
Sid was paralyzed and insisted Karen allow him to undergo surgery to restore the use of his limbs.
But I swear to God, Sid, if anything happens to you...
The scene with him laying there with his arms open like that, I didn't read that he was leaving the show, so to me I assumed it's TV, he'll definitely live through surgery. So it was very, very upsetting.
I wasn't prepared for it. I think most viewers weren't prepared for that.
This was reality, this was life. It doesn't always work out.
When he died, I think that was, I cried so hard that night. It was like I couldn't believe it.
There are moments in life when you need no words. That's what Knots Landing did very well. They took poignant moments and they took out the dialogue. And you just take the trip down the hallway with Karen.
I was watching the show one night when they drove him off the cliff. And I was with my daughter, and I got up off the couch, and my daughter said, "Where you going, Dad?" And with a smile on my face, I said, "I just got a job."